දැන් අද මේ අපි ප්‍රශ්නයක් කල්පනා කරගත්තා සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය ගැන කතා කරමු කියලා. සතිය ගැන නෙවෙයි. සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය ගැන. සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය හැදිලා තියෙන කොටස් මොනවද කියලා අන්න ඒ වගේ සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රයේ බාහිර පෙනුම ගැන කතා කරමු කියලා හිතුවා. මොකද ලොකෝ ආන්දරු අනිත් දවස්වල හැමතිස්සෙම සතිය ගැන කතා කරනවා. සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය ගැන යම්කිසි හැඳින්වීමක් කළොත් හොඳයි කියලා මට හිතුණා ඒකින්.
So, Venerable Dhammaratita proposed the question because nobody was asking, and this is the question. So normally we talk about, or Lokam talks about this sati, especially about this satipatthana sutta, which is translated as the discourse on the establishments of mindfulness. But we usually explain what is there in the sutta. So the question today was to talk about the sutta, meaning like the setup or the occasion, and not really what is the meaning within the sutta, but about the sutta itself.
දැන් මේ සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය කියලා ඔය අපි කතා කරන සූත්‍රය පදනම් කරගෙන තමයි මේ අපේ භාවනා මධ්‍යස්ථානයේ හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ.
So to clarify, so these places like here, meditation centers, they were established because of this primary cause for those centers is this sutta. It's like number one discourse about meditation, if you like.
අපේ ස්ථානේ කරන්නේ අල්ලපුවත් තියෙන ස්ථානේ තමයි කලින් ඉඳන් තියෙන්නේ. ඒකේ ප්‍රධාන වශයෙන්ම සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය කේන්ද්‍ර කරගත් ඉගෙනීමක් තමයි උගන්වන්නේ.
So it's something like this. Not only this place, also in the adjoining land there is the old Kandugoda Vipassana Bhavana Center, and so even there the idea was to develop and teach whatever is there within the Satipatthana Sutta.
ඒ ස්ථානේ පටන් ගත්තේ 1956.
So the next door center, actually like there was an original center that was kind of on these lands, and that was started in 1956.
එතකොට ඔය සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය පදනම් කරගෙන බුරුමේ භාවනා මධ්‍යස්ථාන 300ක් විතර තියෙනවා.
So the same situation if you consider Myanmar or Burma, there are like 300 or more different meditation centers that let's say they are teaching meditation based on the Satipatthana.
ඊට පස්සේ ඒ භාවනා මධ්‍යස්ථාන වලට සම්බන්ධ ලෝකෙ පුරා තව ගොඩාක් භාවනා මධ්‍යස්ථාන.
So like based on the same idea, in other parts of the world there are like great number of places and meditation centers and other places that have to do with the same idea, and that is the idea that developing some kind of meditation practice that is based or connected to satipatthana.
ඊට පස්සේ සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රයේ තියෙන වේදනානුපස්සනාව කියන එකට ප්‍රධාන තැන දීලා ගෝයින්කාතුමා පටන් ගන්න තියෙනවා භාවනා මධ්‍යස්ථාන වගේ ඒවා 110ක් විතර ලෝකෙ තියෙනවා.
So now there is Mr. Goenka started his method saying that it is based on the second Satipatthana is the foundations of mindfulness. There are four, that is using the body, feelings or experiencing, mind and mind concomitance as the basis of practice. So the second one, the feelings or experiencing, this Mr. Goenka's meditation group or group say they practice that one, and they have about 109 different centers all throughout the world.
ඉතින් ඒකින්ද මේ සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය කියන්නේ හරිම ප්‍රායෝගිකව ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන උත්සාහ කරන සූත්‍රයක් කියලා කියන්නේ.
From that one can come to the conclusion that this Satipatthana Sutta, the discourse on the foundations of mindfulness, is a kind of very essential and practical sutta or discourse of the Buddha.
ඒක මේ සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය හොඳට තේරුම් ගත්තාම මුළු ත්‍රිපිටකයම වුණත් ඒ සූත්‍රයට සම්බන්ධ කරන්න.
So also if one has very deep understanding of this Satipatthana Sutta, one can actually like connect it to all the other parts of the triple basket. That's the Buddhist scriptures in Theravada. They are preserved in a canonic form, which is divided into 3 parts. So all the 3 parts have connection with the Satipatthana Sutta if one has deep understanding.
දැන් මේ සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය ගැන කියනකොට ප්‍රධානම සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රයේ තියෙන දීඝනිකාය.
So when we talk about this Satipatthana Sutta, or the discourse on establishments or basis of mind for mindfulness, the one we consider is one sutta in the Digha Nikaya, that is the collection of long discourses of the Buddha.
ඊට පස්සේ තවත් සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රයක් තියෙනවා මජ්ක්‍ධිම නිකායේ. ඒකේ කොටසක් අඩුයි. දීඝ නිකායේ තියෙන එක තරම් ලොකු නෑ.
බුරුම පොතේ දෙකම එකයි. ලංකාවේ වෙනයි.
මජ්ක්‍ධිම නිකායේ.
ඔව් මම මේක කතාව අහලා තියෙනවා.
ඒක මම අහලා නෑ. මම අහලා තියෙන විදිහට මජ්ක්‍ධිම නිකායේ තියෙන සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රයේ කොටසක් අඩුයි දීඝ නිකායේ තියෙන එකට වඩා.
So anyway, so there is another one available in the middle, the Majjhima Nikaya, that's the collection of the middle length discourses, and that one is like basically the okay, so they are basically almost the same. The difference being that the one that is in the long discourses has an extra part dealing with Dhammanupassana. That's the fourth Satipatthana section on the 4 noble truths. So that part is kind of elaborated more in the collection of long discourses, but the rest of the sutta is exactly the same.
Okay, මම සිංහලෙන් කිව්වොත් දැන් දීඝ නිකායේ තියෙන සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රයේ චතුරාර්ය සත්‍ය පිළිබඳ කමඨහනක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කමඨහන ඒ වගේ දීර්ඝ විදියට මජ්ක්‍ධිම නිකායේ තියෙන සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රයේ නැහැ. ඊට පස්සේ සතිපට්ඨානය ගැන තව සංයුත්ත නිකායේ සතිපට්ඨාන සංයුත්තය කියලා තව දීර්ඝ විස්තරයක් තියෙනවා.
So then in the Samyutta Nikaya, which is collection of connected discourses, connected here means they are kind of grouped together loosely based on like some connected topic. So within that collection there is one section which has all kind of suttas, usually shorter ones, describing different aspects of Satipatthana. So that whole section is called this like connected discourses on the Satipatthana.
ඊට පස්සේ මේ පටිසම්භිදා මාර්ග ප්‍රකරණයේ තියෙන සති කතා කියලා වෙනම පරිච්ඡේදයක් සතිය පිළිබඳ.
So then within the third basket, so if we consider the 3 baskets of the canon, that is, first is the Vinaya Pitaka is the basket of discipline, which has mostly to do, let's say, with monks' rules and how the Buddha dispensation was going on. Then the second basket is the basket of discourses. So within that basket of discourses, we have these long discourses, middle discourses, connected discourses, number of discourses, and the last part has like a number of books that kind of were not fitting exactly any of these categories, which has about 15 books. So within those 15 extra books, they are called Khuddaka Nikaya, so like miscellaneous collections. So there is a book called The Way of Discrimination, which has different topics discussed, and within that book, one whole chapter is devoted to satipatthana, and that chapter is called the like talk on sati, talk on mindfulness.
ඊට පස්සේ අභිධර්ම පිටකයේ තියෙන දෙවෙනි පොත තමයි විභංග ප්‍රකරණය. විභංග ප්‍රකරණයේ තියෙනවා සතිපට්ඨාන විභංගය කියලා දීර්ඝ පරිච්ඡේදයක් සතිපට්ඨානයේ. So then the third basket, as we mentioned, the whole canon has 3 baskets or like big parts. That is the discipline, discourses, and the third basket is called Abhidhamma, or like ultimate teachings, higher teachings. They are basically like principles that are there in Dhamma without the extra stories, let's say, if I like simplify it. So that has also a number of books there. So the second book is called Vibhanga, is like exposition. The book on exposition. So the book on exposition has again like different chapters devoted to these expositions of different topics. So one of those topics is the exposition of satipatthana, which is also quite known. ඊට පස්සේ සතිපට්ඨානය ගැනම තව දීර්ඝ වශයෙන් විස්තර කරන අටුවා තියෙනවා. ඔය අපි කිව්ව හැම එකටම ටීකාක් තියෙනවා.
Now, what is considered as like Buddhist text, I don't know. So anyway, so within the tradition, there are like 3 levels of let's say sacred text preserved. One is called Mula, that is the like first or beginning teaching, which is the Tripitaka, and the secondary level is called commentaries. So they are commentaries that are like from the Buddha's times. Some suttas, but many suttas are difficult to understand. So from the beginning, there were like kind of explanations of the suttas, which are recorded now in what is called the commentaries, and then some further points are explained in so-called sub-commentaries. So all the mentioned sections about satipatthana, that is the longer sutta in Digha Nikaya, shorter one in Majjhima Nikaya, the section on the satipatthana in the connected discourses, then the part of this path of discrimination, the talk on sati, and part of Abhidhamma, the book on exposition which deals with satipatthana. All those parts have their own commentaries and sub-commentaries, so which is another big body of text that deals with the same topic.
ඒකට මේ සතිපට්ඨානය ගැන කියවලා ඉවර කරන්න සෑහෙන කාලයක් යනවා. සතිපට්ඨානය ගැන තියෙන ටික විතරක් ගත්තොත්.
So if we talk not about the like what the sutta is about, but if we try to talk like the background or information about the sutta itself, it would be indeed a very lengthy description and discussion.
දැන් අපි සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය කියන එක ගත්තාම දැන් මම කියලා අද පැහැදිලි කරන්න හිතුවේ දීඝනිකායේ තියෙන මහා සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය කියන.
So whenever Dhammarakkhita has in mind this discussion pertaining to the sutta or the discourse on the establishments of mindfulness, that is available in the collection of long discourses, Digha Nikaya. So that's a bit longer sutta. So let's see.
මට මතක හැටියට ඒ සූත්‍රය දීඝනිකායේ 19 වෙනි සූත්‍රය වගේ. දීඝනිකාය සූත්‍ර 34ක් තියෙනවා. ඒ අතරින් දෙවෙනි කොටසේ මහා වග්ගයේ තමයි මහා සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය තියෙන්නේ.
So, according to Dhammarakkhita Hamadu's memory, it is about number 19 in this collection of long discourses. Anyway, so this collection is divided in three big chapters. So the first one is something to do with morality, and the second section is called the great section, because all the suttas there are called great something. So this great discourse on the establishments of mindfulness is in this second section of this collection.
දැන් මේ සූත්‍රය ප්‍රධාන කොටස් හතරකට බෙදලා තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ කායානුපස්සනා කොටස, වේදනානුපස්සනා කොටස, චිත්තානුපස්සනා කොටස, ධම්මානුපස්සනා කොටස.
So if we consider what is there, it's like blueprint for the sutta. So we can say it can be roughly divided into 4 sections, because we have 4 establishments or bases for mindfulness or sati. That is what is translated usually as contemplation of the body, contemplation of feelings, contemplation of mind, and contemplation of Dhamma or phenomena. I think that translation is not the best one, but that's what's available. So,
ඒකට මේ කායානුපස්සනා කියන කොටස ඇතුලේ භාවනා ක්‍රම 14ක් තියෙනවා.
So the key word is the part. So if you can keep in mind that what we call contemplation of body is just kind of attempt to translate some Pali words. So the Pali word here is kayanupassana, so something to do with the body, like observing the body or noting the body or contemplating the body. So this is the first rough section or bigger section, and it has 14 subsections there.
Because වේදනානුපස්සනාව කියන්නේ තව එක කමඨාන.
So the second part is the Vedananupassana, again let's say observing the feelings or experiencing. So that has also subsections.
ඊට පස්සේ චිත්තානුපස්සනාව තව එක කමඨාන.
And it's actually those subsections, so they are in themselves actually valid meditation objects, really, both the parts of the Kayanupassana as well as what is mentioned in Vedananupassana. So the third section is Chittanupassana, like contemplation of the mind or observing the mind. So that has also kind of subdivisions there.
No,
It's not subdivision, it is a topic of
it's one topic.
So like on its own, it's a valid meditation topic, so object.
දැන් මට කියන්න ඕනේ කායානුපස්සනාව ඇතුලේ topics 14ක් තියෙනවා.
So what is meant here? So that was my mistake. So within the Kayanupassana, observing the body or contemplating the body, you have really 14 different meditation objects, whereas the Vedananupassana and Chittanupassana, which is like the other two sections, that's observing the feelings or observing the mind, they are just like one meditation topic each.
ඊට පස්සේ ධම්මානුපස්සනාව ඇතුලේ meditation topics 5ක් තියෙනවා.
So within the last part, the fourth part, there's the fourth satipatthana, fourth establishment of mindfulness, is contemplating Dhamma or phenomena. That has five meditation objects.
එතකොට දැන් කායානුපස්සනාව ඇතුලේ තියෙන 14 මෙන්න මේවා. පළවෙනි එක තමයි ආනාපාන සති කමඨාන.
So if we have a look at the first establishment of mindfulness, so I will start just now saying sati, so everybody just keep in mind sati is usually translated as mindfulness, and I will just keep the word sati. So the first is called first meditation topic, that is also the first meditation topic in the Kayanupassana of observing the body, is anapanasati, that is the sati in connection with in and out breathing.
ඊගායක තමයි ඉරියාපත.
Second meditation topic is called bodily postures.
තුන්වෙනි එක තමයි සම්පජාඤ්ඤය.
Third topic is called like sati and clear comprehension.
හතරවෙනි එක තමයි අසුභ. අසුභ කියන්නේ කායගත සතිය, කේසාලෝමානික.
The fourth topic within the first big group that is observing the body is called asubha or meditation on the, they call it unattractive, I don't like, so I will just leave it as asubha, and it basically takes the bodily parts as part of the as your meditation object.
ඊට පස්සේ පස්වෙනි එක තමයි ධාතු මනස්කාරය.
Number 5 meditation object or topic still within the observation of the body is called dhatu manasikara, or paying attention to the elements.
ඊට පස්සේ තියෙන නවයම මෘත ශරීරයක් පොළොවට පස් වෙලා යන ක්‍රියාවලියේ අවස්ථා 9.
So the next 9 different meditation objects within the contemplation of the body are different stages of decomposition of the body. So what is taken there, those days, the bodies, they were just, sometimes they burned them, but other people had tradition of just leaving the body lying in a charnel ground where the body was just decomposing naturally. So the topic for the meditation is these stages of decomposing human body.
එතකොට ඔන්න ඒ 14 කායානුපස්සනාව.
So those are the 14. Those are the 14 different meditation objects available within Kayanupassana, or contemplating the body or observing the body.
ඊට පස්සේ දැන් වේදනානුපස්සනාව කියන එක ගත්තාම ඒක ඇතුලේ තියෙන පොඩි කොටස් 9ක්.
So the second sections, or actually that's the second basis or establishment of sati, is observing or contemplating vedana, translated as feelings, or I prefer experiencing. So that has like 9 subtle varieties there, but they are not meditation objects.
No, we can't say not meditation.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
Could you explain a little bit more details about the previous topics, about the body, before we are going to feelings?
Yes, okay.
Okay.
First we number the thing and then come back to the first one.
So that actually that's the usual way even the Buddha was using that. He put like the rough division, then he goes back point by point, getting more and more detailed explanation. So from its rough outlook, we have these like subtle varieties of observing the feelings.
Observing the feelings. So ඒක අපිට තියෙනවා සුඛ වේදනා, දුක් වේදනා, උපේක්ෂා වේදනා, අදුක්ඛම සුඛ වේදනා කියලා තුනක්.
So first 3, they are so-called pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, and neither pleasant nor unpleasant feeling.
ඊට පස්සේ ඒවා සාමිස සුඛ වේදනා, නිරාමිස සුඛ වේදනා, සාමිස දුක් වේදනා, නිරාමිස දුක් වේදනා, සාමිස අදුක්ඛම සුඛ වේදනා, නිරාමිස අදුක්ඛම සුඛ වේදනා කියලා තව 6ක්.
So then the other 3, they are called samisa, so which is translated sometimes as carnal or connected with the like sensuality, let's say. And so you have like pleasant feelings connected with sensuality, unpleasant feelings connected with sensuality, and neither pleasant nor unpleasant feelings connected with sensuality. And niramisa is like spiritual. It's like things that have like are opposite or without the like sensuality thing. So we might call them in a way like spiritual pleasant feeling like something to do with spiritual practice and unpleasant feelings, and neither pleasant nor unpleasant spiritual feeling. So altogether 9.
ඔව් ඒ ටික තමයි වේදනානුපස්සනාව. ඊට පස්සේ චිත්තානුපස්සනාව කියන මේ එක කමඨාන 16කට බෙදලා තියෙනවා. පොඩි පොඩි දේවල් 16ක් තියෙනවා.
So then the third establishment of sati, or foundation of sati, is contemplation of the mind, observing the mind, and that has like 16 different subdivisions mentioned.
ඒවා කිව්වොත් කෙලින් ඒවා කිව්වොත් රාග සහිත සිත, රාග රහිත සිත, දෝෂ සහිත සිත, දෝෂ රහිත සිත, මෝහ සහිත සිත, මෝහ රහිත සිත, හැකිලුණු සිත, වික්ෂිප්ත සිත.
So I will just go through them one by one because I cannot keep all of them. So first two is, it's a couple. Raga means it's translated as passion or lust, but actually I prefer attachment or like latching onto things. So there is mind accompanied with this attachment or latching onto things or passion, and mind that is free from this latching onto things or passion. Second is dosa. Second, dosa means something like anger, let's say. So it's mind accompanied by anger, and mind free from, like mind that is accompanied by opposite of anger, right? Non-anger. And then moha. The third couple is delusion. So the mind accompanied with delusion, and mind free from, like, that is accompanied by freedom of delusion. And sankirtan. So number 5 is a couple. Both of them are actually negative in number 5. The other four, other three before have like positive and negative. So then this one has just 2 negative one. It's like contracted mind is one, like a mind that is accompanied by this contractedness, and the opposite one is like scattered mind. So the mind that is accompanied with this quality of scatteredness.
ඊට පස්සේ මහග්ගත සිත සහ අමහග්ගත සිත.
So next one is called Mahagga, means like grown big or something like that, and mind that is not grown big.
ඊට පස්සේ සෞත්තර සිත සහ අනුත්තර සිත.
And mind that has something like a surpassable mind and unsurpassable mind.
ඊට පස්සේ විමුක්ත සිත සහ අවිමුක්ත සිත.
Liberated mind and not liberated mind.
ඒකට ඔන්නෝවා තමයි චිත්තානුපස්සනාව
So
යටතේ.
those are the sections that are to be found in the okay.
ඔව් සමාහිතමාසන.
There is another one, concentrated and not concentrated mind, which is, those are the, like, they are coupled like this within the observation of the mind.
ඊට පස්සේ ධම්මානුපස්සනාවට කමඨහන් 5ක් තියෙනවා.
So within the last establishment of sati, that is dhammanupassana, observing or contemplating the dhamma or phenomena, it has like 5 real meditation objects.
ඒකේ මුලින්ම තියෙන්නේ නීවරණ පබ්බේ කියන්නේ නීවරණ කොටස.
So first is called the section on the hindrances, which is like valid one kind of meditation of topic.
ඊගායක කන්ද පබ්බේ.
So second valid meditation object is 5 aggregates.
ඊගායක ආයතන පබ්බේ.
So the third one is again like a valid meditation object is the sense basis.
ඊගායක බොජ්ජංග පබ්බේ.
Then the next section is the section on the enlightenment factors.
ඊගායක චතුරාර්ය සත්‍ය
And
පබ්බේ.
the last section is the section on the 4 noble truths.
දැන් අර මජ්ක්‍ධිම නිකායේ තියෙන සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රයේ මේ චතුරාර්ය සත්‍ය පබ්බේ හැර අනිත් ඔක්කොම ටික දීඝ නිකායේ සමානයි.
So once again, if we consider the 2 available satipatthana suttas, the Digha Nikaya and the Majjhima Nikaya one, so the one in the long discourses and the one in the middle discourses, they are same. All the sections up to the Bojjhangas are exactly the same. So the difference is in depth of discussion of this last part about the Four Noble Truths. The long discourses is the longer one, whereas the middle discourse is has a kind of short, just short explanation.
එතකොට සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රය කියලා දල වශයෙන් ඔකයි තියෙන්නේ. අන්තිමට බුදුරජාණන්සේ තව පොඩි කොටසක් ඔකට එකතු කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒකෙදි බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ දේශනා කරනවා යම් කෙනෙක් මේ කියාපු විදිහට සතිපට්ඨානය වැඩුවොත් අවුරුදු 7ක් ඇතුළත එක්ක රහත් වෙනවා නැත්නම් අනාගතයි.
So then there is a kind of summary or end message that is at the end of those big four parts. And this conclusion in that the Buddha says if somebody, it's like about attainments. So it's like if somebody practices these foundations of sati diligently and properly in 7 years, for 7 years, one either reaches the third realization or full liberation. So it's the other way around. One is fully liberated, or if he does not manage that, he has at least the third level of attainment.
ඉතින් එහෙම අඩු කරගෙන ගිහලා දවස් 7ක් ඔය කියාපු විදිහට සූත්‍රයේ තියෙන විදිහට සතිපට්ඨානය වැඩුවොත් එයා එක්ක රහත් වෙනවා නැත්නම් අනාගතයි.
So then it's like short, like then the Buddha says actually it's not, one does not have to do all the 7 years continuously, and he shortens this time period. So in the end it's 7 days, no? So the last thing is actually somebody that manages to practice this for 7 days either achieves full liberation, or if the full liberation is not achieved, at least the third stage of attainment.
දැන් අපි අර මුලම එකට.
So then let's go, that was this kind of rough overview of the sutta, so let's go back to the beginning.
දැන් මෙහෙමයි ඔය සූත්‍රේ පටන් ගන්න. මම කිව්වා ඒවම් මේ සුතං ඒකං සමයං භගවා කුරුසු විහෙරති කම්මාස ධම්මන්නාම කුරුණං නිගම. I'll tell in Pali, you can summarize it. කුරුසු විහෙරති කම්මාස ධම්මන්නාම කුරුණං නිගම. එක්තරා කාලයක බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ මා විසින් මෙසේ අසන ලදී. එක් සමයක භාග්‍යවතුන් වහන්සේ කුරු ජනපදයේ කම්මාස ධම්ම නැමැති කුරුන්ගේ නියම් ගමේ වාසය කරනසේ.
So this sutta starts with the usual saying evam me sutang, which means something like I have heard it in this way, and then goes what was heard. And so on one occasion the Blessed One, meaning the Buddha, was living in the land of the Kurus. In a kind of trading town of these Kurus that was called Kammasadam.
Tatrako bhagava bhikkhu amantesi bhikkhavoti badanteti te bhikkhu bhagavato paccasosum bhagava etadoti.
At that point, the Buddha addressed the monk in this way, monks, and the monks said, yes, Bhante. And
ekayano ayam bhikkhave maggo sattana visuddhiya soham.
So the Buddha said monks, the monk said, yes, Bhante. And then the Buddha started talking basically. And now comes introduction of the whole topic, what the establishment of Satya is.
Ekayano ayam bhikkhave maggo sattana visuddhiya. මහණෙනි මේ සත්‍යයේ විසුද්ධිය පිණිස වන ඒකායන මාර්ගය.
You are very tricky in Sinhala. No, because there are big discussions what these words mean, but in Sinhala they have just left the Pali word there. So ekayano and become. So it's something like this. Oh monks, there is this one way or sole way or only way for the purification of beings,
සෝක පරිද්දාන සමතික්කමාය
for the like appeasement or alignment of so it is like despair and lamentation,
දුක්ඛ දෝමනස්සානං අත්ංගමාය
for finishing the physical and mental pain,
ඥායස්ස අධිගමාය
for entering or attaining the proper way
නිබ්බානස්ස සච්චිකිරියාය
and realizing the nibbana,
යදිදං චත්තාරෝ සතිපට්ඨාන.
namely, oh, this is what is called the four establishments of sati.
පතමේ චත්තාරෝ
So what are the four?
ඉද භික්ඛවේ භික්ඛු කායේ කායානුපස්සී විහෙරති ආතාපි සම්පජානෝ සතිමා විනීය ලෝකේ අවිජ්ජා දෝමනස්ස.
There's a meaning to your comment.
මහානේ මහා ඉද භික්ඛවේ ඉද භික්ඛවේ භික්ඛු මහණෙනි මේ ශාසනයේ භික්ෂුව කයෙහි කයානුව බලන සුළුව වාසය කරනවා කෙලස්ථාන වීරියෙන් නුවණින් සහ සිහියෙන් යුක්තව කාය සංඛ්‍යාත ලෝකේ දැඩි ලෝභය හා දොම්නස දුරු කොට.
So here monks, a monk, ida bhikkhave bhikkhaya kayanupassina. A monk dwells contemplating the body as body or within body, ardent, ardent, clearly comprehending and having sati. Then this vinaya loka abhijja domanasana is very difficult. So it's usually translated having been removed from the covetousness and grief in the world.
වේදනාසු වේදනානුපස්සී විහෙරති ආතාපි සම්පජානෝ සතිමා විනීය ලෝකේ අවිජ්ජා දෝමනස්ස.
So then the same thing about dwelling ardent, and so one is said about dwelling, contemplating or observing the Vedana in the Vedana, feelings in feelings or experiencing as experience.
චිත්තේ චිත්තානුපස්සී විහෙරති ආතාපි සම්පජානෝ සතිමා
Likewise, he is dwelling, contemplating or observing the mind as mind, ardent, clearly comprehending and having sati and so on.
ධම්මේසු ධම්මානුපස්සී විහෙරති ආතාපි සම්පජානෝ සතිමා විනීය ලෝකේ අවිජ්ජා දෝමනස්ස.
Observing dhammas or phenomena or like mind concomitants, as mind concomitants, ardent, clearly comprehending and having sati and so on.
කතංච භික්ඛවේ භික්ඛු කායේ කායානුපස්සී විහෙරති කතංච භික්ඛවේ භික්ඛු කායේ කායානුපස්සී විහෙරති ඉද භික්ඛවේ භික්ඛු අරඤ්ඤගතෝ හරි.
So now this is like the whole, this is the introduction for the whole sutta, and now the Buddha gets into the discussion of those topics that we mentioned before. So now the Buddha says, and how is a monk dwelling, observing the body as body, ardent, clearly comprehending and having sati.
ඉද භික්ඛවේ භික්ඛු අරඤ්ඤගතෝවා රුක්ඛමූලගතෝවා ශුඤ්ඤාගාරගතෝවා නිසීදති පල්ලංකං ආභුජිත්වා උජුං කායං පනිදාය.
So here a monk having gone to a forest or to a root of a tree or to an empty abode, having sat in pallanka, which is translated usually as cross-legged, keeping his body erect, he establishes sati in front or as the main thing. So this is the anyway. So this discussion is about the sati in connection with in and out breathing. This section. So now we are setting how the monk goes and starts establishes the sati as the front, and we having sati like that. He this sati breathes in and this sati breathes out.
Dīgaṃ vā assasanto dīgaṃ assasāmīti pajānāti. Dīgaṃ vā passasanto dīgaṃ passasāmīti pajānāti.
So that is like a first of section. Then there is the next section. The first section just being mindful about the in and out breath. So the second part is while breathing in long, he clearly knows I am breathing in long. While breathing out long, he clearly knows I am breathing out long. Or while breathing in short, he clearly knows I am breathing in short. And while breathing out short, he clearly knows I am breathing out short.
ඊට පස්සේ ඒක දැන් තේරුණානේ රස්සං ආසසන්තෝ රස්සං ආපස්සන්තෝ ඊට පස්සේ සබ්බකාය පටිසංවේදී අස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති සබ්බකාය පටිසංවේදී පස්ස සිස්සාමීති සික්ඛති.
So this this horse in and out breathing section has always a couple about in breathing and out breathing. So like now we had like just being mindful, then long breath, short breath. Now is coming. So the whole body of breath. Experience. Anyway, it's translated like this: experiencing the whole body of breath. One breathes in or one breathes out. No, so actually. Yes. Okay.
What does it mean? Breathe the whole body. How should I feel it that the whole body is breathing?
Yes. Here whole body means breath body. Whole breath body.
So it's called whole body of breath. So in Pali, the word kaya means like body or kind of something that belongs together. Like in English, you say you have body of water means like some water that belongs together. So now here is set in connection with the breath. So that basically means when you are breathing in, you are observing the whole in-breath, like you are there from the beginning of the in-breathing until the in-breathing stops. And when the out-breathing goes, you are there from the beginning of the out-breathing until it stops. So you are like observe kind of continuously without gaps or something like that. But anyway, it's explained like that.
So anyway, there you observe whole breath body.
So here this is breath body, not the like watching your whole body like the physical body.
Then assambhayam kaya sankharam assa sissāmīti sikkati passambhayam kaya sankharam passa sissāmīti sikkati.
දැන් කොහොමද කියන්න මට ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් කියන්න පුළුවන් කොහොමද කියන්නේ. So anyway, so the Pali goes something like that. He trains, which Lokanda usually explains that means the level of practice where you can say you are who is really training that. So he trains himself this way, tranquilizing the bodily formation. I will breathing and tranquilizing the bodily formation. I breathe out. Here the bodily formation is again explained as the in and out breath itself.
ඊට පස්සේ සේයතාවි වික්කවේ දක්කෝ බමකාරෝ වා බමකාරන්තේ වාසීවා දීගං වා අඤ්ජන්තෝ දීගං අඤ්ජාමීති පජානාති රස්සං වා අඤ්ජන්තෝ රස්සං අඤ්ජාමීති පජානාති ඒවමේව කෝ වික්කවේ වික්ඛු දීගං වා අස්සසන්තෝ දීගං අස්සසාමීති පජානාති දීගං වා පස්සසන්තෝ දීගං පස්සසාමීති පජානාති etc.
So then the Buddha gives a simile. Same way, then Brahmakaraka කියන කොහොමද?
ඊයන වඩුවේ කියලා තියෙනවා.
So you have the laid, no?
Oh, laid.
So do you know what laid is?
late message.
No, this, it's better to explain because it's a kind of very specific word and some people might not know it. I know some, like kids, they don't definitely know even in your own language. So this is, in Russian you can check, it's called soustup. I don't know if you have the same. So it's like you want to prepare a piece of wood, so you fasten it between 2 points, and there is like something that keeps them and rotates it very fast. So it's like very fast rotating piece of wood, and you want to shape it in the way you like. So then you have like something like a sharp knife, and you put it there, and if you put it more, then more of the wood gets removed in the same place, and if you put less. So the Buddha says, like master artisan that is doing this kind of job, or his apprentice, when they like apply the knife for long time, they know like they are applying it a long time, and if they are applying the knife for like short time, they know they are applying it short time for this spinning piece of wood. So likewise is when you breathe in shortly and or long or short, and know about that, it's the same situation. So then the Buddha repeats the whole instruction. While breathing in long, he knows I am breathing in long. While breathing in breathing out long, he knows I am breathing out long. While breathing in short, he knows I am breathing in short. While breathing out short, he knows I am breathing in short. Experiencing the whole body of the breath, I will breathe in. Experiencing the whole body of the breath, I will breathe out. Tranquilizing the bodily, he trains thus. Tranquilizing the bodily formation, I breathe in, and tranquilizing the bodily formation, I breathe out.
ඉති අජ්ජත්තං වා කායේ කායානුපස්සී විහෙරති බහිද්ධා වා කායේ කායානුපස්සී විහෙරති අජ්ජත්ත බහිද්ධා වා කායේ කායානුපස්සී විහෙරති.
So what comes next is a very important conclusion, which is that at the end of each and every section there is like basically the same kind of formulation, and it goes like this: while observing the body as body, he observes the body internally. It's called like observes it internally. So the second one is he observes the body externally, and internally and externally is the third one.
සමුදය ධම්මානුපස්සීවා කායස්මින් විහෙරති වය ධම්මානුපස්සීවා කායස්මින් විහෙරති සමුදය වය ධම්මානුපස්සීවා කායස්මින් විහෙරති.
So the other three are while dwelling, contemplating the body as body, he observes the nature of arising in the body. Number two is while dwelling, observing the body in body, he observes the nature of disappearance or passing away in the body. And while dwelling, contemplating the body as body, he observes the nature of arising and passing away in the body.
අත්ති කායෝතිවා පනස්ස සති පච්චුපට්ඨිතා හෝති යාවදේව ඥානමත්තාය පටිච්චසමුප්පාය අනිශ්චිතෝච විහෙරති නචකින්චි ලෝකේ උපාදීයති එවම්පි භික්ඛවේ භික්ඛු කායේ කායානුපස්සී.
So there is the body, this kind of sati or mindfulness, this kind of
අත්ති කායෝතිවා පනස්ස සති පච්චුපට්ඨිතා හෝති.
So he has a sati established in this way. There is this body. But he is mindful that there is this body.
Actually, I think there is this body means breath body.
Okay.
අත්තිකාරත්වා අනස්ස සති පච්චුපට්ඨිතා හෝති යාවදේව ඥානමත්තාය පටිච්චසමුප්පාය අනිශ්චිතෝච විහෙරති.
So to the extent of so this mindfulness or sati about the body, or here in the body of the breath, is established in him in such a way that is enough to attain the correct method and to like again and again re-establishing of the sati itself, and he is dwelling without depending on anything. He dwells without relying or depending. Okay, he dwells independently and not grasping or not clinging to anything in the world. So it is in this way that a monk dwells contemplating the body as body. So this whole section, starting with this internally, externally both, and the nature of arising, nature of passing away, and both, and the establishment of the whole thing for the completeness of the practice, is a kind of a refrain section that is there in all. After each and every section, there is the same conclusion. What changes is only if it's contemplation of the body, the word contemplating or observing the body is used, and with the feelings, mind and phenomena, the respective words are used. So furthermore, that is now the Buddha is getting into the discussion of the second meditation topic. While walking, he clearly knows I am walking. While standing, he clearly knows clearly recognizes I am standing. By sitting down or sitting, he clearly recognizes I am sitting. By lying down, or reclining, sometimes they translate it, he clearly knows I am lying. In whatever the bodily posture is, he clearly recognizes that the body is in that exact posture or position. And now comes again the refrain. So by that we can recognize this is like a whole kind of meditation topic, because it's rounded off by the refrain. So then the refrain is again like, while dwelling, contemplating the body as body, he observes the body internally and externally and both, and he observes the nature of arising and passing away, and the nature of arising and passing away, and like this mindfulness, or he has sati established that there is this body in such a way that this whole training goes into conclusion.
So I think it would be interesting to know if Buddha at any place in the sutras explains what is internally, what externally, or is it something that people have to kind of decide themselves? I mean, does Buddha define how this ajattam bahidam?
සජ්ජත් බහිද්ද කියන එක ඒ තැනට අනුව වෙනස්
So anyway, whenever Dhammarakita gave very politically correct answer, that was that this so-called internally and externally depends on the way where it is, or where in connection with what you are talking about.
දැන් අජ්ජත් ආයතන බහිද්ධ ආයතන කියලා කතා කරනවා. එතකොට අජ්ජත් ආයතන කියන්නේ ඇහැ කන නාසය දිව ශරීරය මනස. බහිද්ධ ආයතන කියන්නේ රූප ශබ්ද ගන්ධ රස පොට්ටබ්බ.
So actually, so now the further explanation here, if we talk about the sense basis, now sense basis is one of the real topics of the meditation topic within the Dhammanupassana. So in the the fourth kind of establishment of sati, this Dhammanupassana, one meditation topic is observing the sense bases. And then these sense bases, they are given in the scriptures in many places as internal and external. So the usual definition of internal is the physical, is the like eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, and the external is the objects. So that's the definition in the scriptures is usually that way.
ඒ වගේ තවත් තැන්වල තවත් විවිධ ඒ තැනට අදාළ තේරුම් අජ්ජත් බහිද්ද කියන වචන දෙකට හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා.
So if you go through the body of texts, you can find different ways of explanation of this internal and external, meaning like depend because these two words they are used very often in the scriptures. So like depending on where you come across those, they have different meanings.
දැන් මෙතන ගත් සතිපට්ඨාන සූත්‍රයේ මෙතන ගත්තාම ඒ ගැන අටුවාව කියන්නේ අජ්ජත් කියන්නේ තමා නැත්නම් තමන්ගේ කය බහිද්ද කියන්නේ අනුන්ගේ කය කියලා. ඒ අනුන්ගේ කය කියන එක අනුමාන ඥාණයෙන් වටහා ගත යුතුයි කියලා අටුවාව කියනවා.
So we can say what is there in the commentaries. So the commentaries when talking about this, they say this internal here means one's own body or mind or whatnot, and external means somebody else's, where it says you have to use like deduction, no.
අනුමාන ඥාන.
What is anumana?
You have to have
Not
kind of
deduction.
ability to project.
No, but there is a good English word for that. It's something like deduction. So like basically like when you see somebody and he looks angry, so you kind of come to conclusion that that person is having a mind accompanied by anger. So that so.
ඒ දැන් බුද්ධ ආගමේ එහෙම අනුන් ගැන බලලා තේරුම් ගන්න න්‍යායක් තියෙනවා. දැන් මාව මරණවට මම කැමති නැහැ. ඒ වගේම තමයි අනිත් අය. කියලා හිතලා ප්‍රාණඝාතයෙන් වළකින්න කියලා.
So another way which this inference, this is called inferential knowledge. That's the proper term. So this inferential knowledge, there is another way how it works. Like you know yourself, you don't want to die, or you don't like if somebody is killing you or causing you pain. So then from that you can infer other beings also probably don't like to die, don't like to be don't like being killed or don't like being harmed.
ඒ වගේම තමයි අපේ මේ හුස්ම වැටෙන විදියට අපි ඇවිදින විදියට එතෙන්දී යමක් ඇත්තට සිද්ධ වෙනවා නම් ඒ සිද්ධියම තමයි අනිත් අයටත් වෙන්නේ.
So the commentaries explain this internal and external that way. Yes.
No. I wanted to say, now if anything happened to us,
Yeah.
same thing can be happen to others.
Yeah, but
So this
okay.
is our inferential knowledge. Yes.
So okay, so I shortened it too much. So like that meant like I know I don't like to be killed, and so I can infer others don't like to be killed. So I am breathing in and out. So others are same way breathing in and out. Or the way I am standing or sitting, so others are standing and sitting and so on. So that's how the commentaries explain this internal and external.
ඒක commentary අදහස විතරක් නෙවෙයි මම පෞද්ගලිකවත් ඒ විදිහට තේරුම් ගන්නයි.
So that's also Venerable Dhammarakkhiti's personal understanding.
Also. දැන් අද මේ අපි වෙලාව ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන නිසා අද නවත්තමු මේ පස්සේ ආයෙ මම දිගට කරලා අපි බුදුම අදින්න යනවා.
So anyway, now it's past 6 o'clock, so we will finish for now.
යම් දිනකට තේරුවන් සාකච්ඡා.
May all of you be protected by the triple gem. May you be well and happy, and thanks for listening.
ඒකම දැන් අපි මේ සූත්‍රයේ පළවෙනි චුට්ටි කොටස් දෙකක් විතරයි කතා කළේ. තව 19ක් කතා කරන්න
So this was like we have got given a rough outlook of the sutta and the background, how many places it touched on in the suttas. Then we have gotten into going very roughly through or briefly what is there actually in the sutta. So if you remember, Venerable Dhammarakita mentioned like the first section has like 14 different meditation objects, and then you have the contemplation of feelings, mind, and then contemplation of like mind concomitants as big 5 sections. So we have managed to go through just the first 2 sections from the bodily contemplation.
තව 19ක් ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙනවා.
There are about 19 left to like go through.
එනකට ඔය ඇති තේරුවන් සරණයි.
That should be enough for today. And once again, may you be protected by the Triple Jaya.
Thank you.